Hello everyone, today we're going to learn how to do a French braid. I do actually find French braids easier if you do two rather than one. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure the hair is nice and brushed, and then we're going to do a parting down the centre. So to do this, you use this like fishtail comb, which has a little like spiky bit. So you simply drag that through close to the scalp. That will help you get like a nice line in the parting. If you actually don't have one of these, dads out there, you can use a fork. I mean, these are dead sharp. You could use anything, honestly, to part the hair. So just to prove a point, we're going to do a parting with a fork, and then we're going to do some French plaits. But like I say, splitting it into two definitely makes it a lot easier than doing one down the centre. So it gives you a much smaller bit of hair to work with. So anyway, let's part it, and then I'm going to talk you through. We're going to do this all with a fork. We're going to take a little section of hair from the front, just a small section, and smooth that out. And then you notice that you haven't actually done the parting in the middle, but that doesn't matter. You get a small section, and then you simply split that into three. And like in the last video, it can be a bit fiddly because you've got all this other hair to contend with. But all you're going to do is you're going to take the first front strand, that's going to go over, and we're going to grab it with this second finger, that holds it tight. You can grab the one underneath, pull it tight. So we're just taking the outside over to the inside, grab the one underneath, and then we pull everything tight. And we don't take any extra hair in yet. So we're going to leave this hair for now. I'm going to go outside, over to inside, pinch it close to the head. See this, you can actually just let go of this. So if you're holding it tight here, you can let go. I keep hold of it, and then I can just grab a little pinch of hair, add that in, try and separate it with your fingers, add that over, and then pinch that in. And then I switch hands, keep hold of it, keep everything tight to the scalp. And this is when we start adding hair in from the front. So we're just going to separate a tiny bit off. And we're going to try and add in the same amount of hair from the top and from the bottom. And essentially what you're doing is you add this in each time. Grab that, put it tight. And I've got the top one again, but this one can be loose. And we're going to grab a little bit of hair from the top. You can do this really methodically and make it incredibly neat, or if you're in a bit of a rush in the morning at school, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just about keeping the hair out their eyes. I was very tired as well. So what I do is I use this finger and I just slide it through, separate some hair off. That's what I'm going to add in. This little sideburn bit never goes in. Go over, grab it, take the bottom strand, put it tight. I use my fingers to like, just so I put this finger here and this jams it. This stops it coming undone. And what you can do is you can hold all three strands of hair with one hand. So then you can like do various things. And you just keep on doing this. I give a little tug on all the strands, keeps it all tight. So we're just adding in. So you just add in. So it's just a matter, pinch the new hair from one side, separate that off. So we're going to try and keep our hands like really close to the head because this stops the little lumps appearing here. So pull it in, pinch it, keep it nice and tight. And again, I'd say the French braid is definitely one of the easier ones to do. Doing one of these is, I find, considerably harder than doing two because there's a lot more hair to hold on to. Here you have a much smaller amount of hair to deal with. It's much easier to hold, and it is just keeping it tight to the head as you feed in the hair. Try and separate it off with your fingers and then smooth it out, fold it over, keep it nice and tight. And like I say, you want to add in a very similar amount of hair from each side, from the bottom and from the top, because that will keep the braid in the center, and it also keeps the strands in your hand like evenly spread out, so you have the same amount of hair in each one. So hopefully when you tie it off at the bottom, it looks all neat and tidy. Right, let's just zoom this one down, keep adding it in. As you can see, just hold it tight Go over. Next bit of hair from this side. Goes over. This one gets a little bit harder because we're trying not to get the part in. So this is where we want our hands. You want your hands as close as you can to the neck here, and that will keep the plait really close to the neck. Otherwise you'll have this like floppy, weird bobbly bit at the bottom, and you don't want that. This is when it can be a bit pulley, so apologies, young lady. And then the same thing, you're just adding the hair in, the last few strands of hair. Trying to keep your hands really, really tight to the bottom of the neck as you can. Last bit of hair, we're going to feed that in, and then you just do a simple plait down the back. And I like these little tiny elastic bands. They're stupidly expensive from Claire's. I'm sure you can find a cheaper alternative out there. So that's the first side all done. It is such a simple, I don't want to say simple, I've been doing this for like quite a while now, so I've got the hang of it. But the hardest part is starting, you know, you get the hair out the way, you get your 3 strands, and then you simply add in a piece of hair from the top and a piece of hair from the bottom each time. Keep your hands as close to the head as you can. And like I said, when you're feeding the hair in, you want to have it folded and grab it with that finger. And that means you can hold everything really tight together. I've only done a couple of tutorials, so bear with me if this is a bit confusing. And if it is confusing and you have got questions, let me know down in the comments, and then in future videos I can be a little bit better. And I think this is what this whole series is about. It's just like bettering yourself as a parent. I'm a single dad. A ponytail will not suffice, you know. You can always do bunches, they're quite good, they're quite cute, but I wanted to take it one step further, so I did learn to braid. And we're going to finish this side off now. You guys can watch this through with me, and then yeah, I'll give you a look at the final product. Right, should we finish this off and then get to school? We've got peanut butter on your cheek. So there we go, we have 2 French plaits in. Kept it nice and tight, there are a few bobbles. There we go, see, so it goes all the way down. That is French braids. Just learning to do these tutorials. Any questions, feedback, let me know down below. We're gonna go do something fun before school. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys later. Bye. You missed it, it's there.